Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. I always appreciate it. Oh my gosh, the fact that you come back and listen to me every day for 2 years now. 2 years you have been here and I so appreciate it. Oh my goodness. So today is Monday, and on my Monday videos, I like to do a recap of everything that I worked on over the last week, right? Give or take, some days a little more, some days a little less. But yeah, kind of a gather everything around me and look at it and show you guys. But one of the things that I have noticed is there are some weeks that I'm like, whoa, really? You did all this in a week? It surprises me as I'm just going around the house and gathering up all my goodies. So there is that. And then yesterday, after I did my yesterday video, I was in here and I had just commented about losing one of these, right? This is the little Converse baby booty. It says it's a 0 to 6 month size. I don't think so, but babies' feet grow. They do. Yeah, their feet grow. So I had this and I went to show it to my son, my oldest son. They are expecting sometime 2026. And I couldn't find the second one. I'm like, oh, this is getting bad. My room is just, it's needing a little extra attention and love. So I did a short that the members got to see. It's a members only short. And my goal was to, dogs are playing right outside the door. I do apologize. They're having a blast. So my goal was to do the short and everything, do kind of a before and an after of, I'm going to finally work on doing my room. But it is really close to 4th of July, which means people are already starting to do fireworks. And the puppy, my fair little puppy especially, not keen on the fireworks. So I got some of the stuff cleared. My room does look better. My husband didn't notice, not gonna lie. He's like, oh, you can see a little clearer in this area. I took down 3 boxes, not like little boxes, 3 boxes into the overflow room area. I did put it away properly. It was nice, neat, and clean, and it is less cluttered and crowded in here, but it is still very crowded. But I did find the second booty. We knew that was going somewhere now, didn't we? I do have the second baby booty. I didn't lose them. The dog did not take them. It had just fallen off of the table that's right below where the phone is set up and everything to take the videos, and had fallen into a bag right next to it. One had fallen this way, one had fallen this way, so there you have it. I do have them both. That's, no harm, no foul. But yeah, and it did start me to, like I said, work on cleaning my room. I'm like a child. I don't want to, but it's got to that point where I think I need to. My son called me out. He called me out. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, it's not gross like food stuff and everything, nothing gross like that, but it needs to be taken care of. It does. So do we want to see what I have been up to this week? Oh my gosh, I got a lot done, and I was getting ready to do this video about an hour or so ago, and I couldn't honestly say I finished anything because I hadn't. I got some things close, and I did a lot of stuff, and I've worked on a lot of large projects, but I didn't finish anything. I'm like, it's really kind of lazy. Since I have the boho sweater, this is called Lotus Blossom. It is a free pattern on the hobby website, right here. And I was so very close to getting this thing done. You can see all the ends hanging out. Yeah, I know, there are ends. I have a video. Look what I did. It is now finished. This is my boho sweater. It's called Lotus Blossom, free pattern on hobby's website. All done. I used all my yarn. I still have to weave in my ends. They're just tucked in at the moment, just hiding. They're not woven in, but that's okay. It is good. I went ahead and made both sleeves shorter. Well, I finished off the one sleeve that was over here and shrunk this one to match the same. So I have a finished sweater. This is one of my, what I call my Magnificent 7. And it is time to add more sweaters into the mix. There you have it. So now you got to see it on the mannequin, and a couple days ago you got to see me wearing it with, and I also put a short out on that one too, where the sleeves were different lengths. And I took out about that much on one of the sleeves, made them even, bound them both off. Fine, perfect, and done. And I was offered a skein of this yarn so that I could have made bell sleeves on both, and I greatly appreciated that. Was such a wonderful, kind offer. It really was. But at this point, I'm just happy to have it done. And then there were other great suggestions. If I wanted them to be that same length, I could have shrunk, you know, pulled the sleeve back, made it not as wide on the circumference and everything, you know, maybe a little bit closer fit up here and then flare it. I could have easily done that too, but that would have required me to redo both the sleeves. And we know, no, fabulous idea. Loved the idea, and I think the results would be perfect. But I'm ready to be done with this. I think I started this in October of 2024, so definitely not the longest of my sweaters. And I've made some other sweaters in between then. I made a nice, bright, beautiful neon sweater for my granddaughter in between there. I also, at that same time period, finished one out of the Big Twist Party. Then I don't even know who that one's going to. Greens and everything. It was their Big Twist Party yarn. You know, so I've done a lot of things in that time period. So I'm really happy with it. Happy to have this off my needles. I do have, as I showed, all the ends. I tucked them in on the mannequin. I'm telling you, this is the same thing. I tucked them in. I'm like, I got all of the, they're everywhere, you know. I mean, I'm like, hey, this is sticky yarn. Just shove it up and in there and everything. Just tuck it in. It won't be seen. It'd be fine. It just look completely finished. All the knitting's done. Yeah, all the knitting is done. I took out the lifeline that I had on each sleeve where you pick up your stitches. So it is now ready for the ends to be woven in. I'm not going to worry about blocking it. I'll just wear it. It'll be fine. And I have a finished garment. And it looks like, because I have that beautiful Magnificent 7, which, by the way, we're going to add some more sweaters into it, especially as I claim my room and find a few more of them, because I definitely have more. I don't know if we'll have 7, maybe. I think we'll still have 7, even though I've taken care of and finished 3 of them. I think we'll still hit that 7 mark, you know, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. It's like, how many sweaters and adult garments do you have worked or have in the works? I don't know. I don't know. We've not gone through all the boxes, bags, and bins that I'm going through on my Tuesday series, my Tackle It series, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to find some more as we work through that. And then, of course, I've got my, as I've dubbed it, and it didn't get any love this week, as I have dubbed it, my king size sweater. It's the Refracta sweater by Zanette Knits, and it is gorgeous. And I am using the Shape G's yarn and size 1 2.25 millimeter needles for that one. But that gets added into the 7 because it is definitely a sweater. So I think that even though we finished the 3, we're still going to have 7. It's just going to be that constant, you know, that I'm like, but we're not counting more than 7. There might be more than 7 around here, but we're not counting more than 7 because that just seems a little too daunting. I think 7 in the works at any given time is pretty good. And as we know, some of them will get more love than others. I mean, there's just no doubt, especially when you start to get closer to the finish. That's when you really want to get it done. So happy I got 1 done. Yes, yes. And truthfully, it would be easier for me to work on some of these things if I were not doing my Tackle It series. The only reason I say that is I continue to find gorgeous, beautiful things that I started a long time ago. Old me or young me or whatever you want to call it, you know, decade-old me, that type of thing, or go, had good taste and started a lot of really beautiful things. So Nana me is finishing some of them and working through. And the one that we just found in the stuff is this gorgeous orange thing, right? You're like, it fits in a Ziploc bag. It is orange lace because everybody needs an orange shawl. Just saying, you wear an orange shawl, you're gonna strut. You gotta have some confidence and exude confidence. So this has actually seen quite a bit of love this week. So here we are on this one. When this gets blocked, I did take it outside last week and took some outside pictures of it. I did have it pinned out as a dry blocking. When it's wet blocked, that is gonna just, look how well that will open up. That will open up like that as a wet block. I'm not sure how big this will be at that point, and we're continuing. And let's see, right here, from here to here is how much I have gotten on this since pulling it out of the bags and bins right there. So here, let's get that a little closer so we can see that's actually a pretty decent amount. I am using a size C crochet hook, C as in Charlie, and that is a 2.75 millimeter crochet hook. The yarn that I am using is a lace weight yarn. It is right here. Look at this. That is the yarn, Treehouse yarn. This is a 100% wool. The brand of this is Bloom. And again, it says 50 grams, 875 yards, lace weight, made in China. And it's delightful to work with. Rochester, Michigan. Okay. It's made in China, but it's just distributed out of Rochester, Michigan. Look at that color. So I have this and weighed the rest of this. I'm not sure where I was when I first started, but we've got 13 more grams on this ball. Okay, we're getting there, right? And if I decide once I finish that ball that it's just not large enough, then I will muscle through and work with this one as much as I deem that it's necessary. So what I'm getting at is I can make a huge shawl. It takes time. I took this over to one of the yarn stores that I like to go to and pulled this out of the bag. You know, it's knit night, right? You know, that type of thing. I'm crocheting, so knit night is a generic term. We know that. And the comments was like, oh my gosh, are you insane? And this was from a very accomplished person for both knitting and crocheting, and just the startled, like, oh my gosh, that is some seriously small stuff. I know. It's going to take a while. She's like, how long? Is it like 10 more months, 10, 11 months? I don't know. It'll get there. It's been waiting its turn, and it is gorgeous. It is definitely a lot larger than that bandana that we were talking about previously, when it was, do I just finish it off at this point? You know, do I grow it up a little bit more or just leave it as is? Nope, it's done. And it has grown significantly because I think it was definitely a lot smaller for that purposes. Loving it. So it is growing. And let's see, how does that work as a headscarf? Ooh. See, I think that would be just absolutely gorgeous too, with the curls sticking out and everything. Oh my gosh, that would be really pretty. But it's going to go a lot longer than just a typical hair scarf or a bandana or something along that line. I have plenty of the yarn, and I've got time. I mean, this is another one of those that I can work on it. I can sit and work on it for like an hour or two, and you're like, oh, did you touch it? Yes, I did. Really? Where's it at? It's this row. It's that big. It's right there. I did. I swear I did. And typical, this is a triangle. So we know in this type of thing, each row gets bigger. Yeah, each one gets bigger. It sure does. Each one just takes just a little bit more time than the last one. So that's really encouraging too. It is. That's fantastic. But this is such a beautiful, delicate project, is this gorgeous crochet shawl. The pattern for this is called Porcelain Berries. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry, and stunning. Did we show that lace? Did we show that? Did we show how tiny that lace is? I mean, did we look at that with that hook? I mean, did we see that? That's some tiny stuff right there, right? That's tiny. But I am enjoying it. I do joke about that, but I am enjoying it. It is very humorous to me how many projects in my vintage collection that I do want to make. And it does make it slows down some of the newer things that I have just started. Like, oh, I just found another big thing. And it seems like I'm working on a lot of really big things. That's okay. But it definitely seems like I have a lot of big things in the works. The small thing that I have in the works, got to show that, didn't finish it, but I did add some to it. Look at this. Here's my platypus suit. Oh my gosh, this is my little platypus suit. I have the platypus bill and one of the feet so far. I left the long tails at the moment because what you do is you attach all of the appendages on. I've got an armhole. I've got my armholes. As you can see, I've got my little flipper holes, right? And I have a tail in the back. And once you get the arms and the feet on, then you stuff the whole thing through the tail, and then you add the tail. I told you, this thing is so well thought out. Oh, you don't remember what this one is? That's okay. This is from somebody that I met at the Wool Festival in Estes Park, and her name is Johanna, and she and her husband wrote all of these fantastic books. Phoebe's sweater, on this one I made Phoebe Mouse, and I already gave it to my granddaughter. Lovely. And Phoebe's birthday, this one, it's got the character that you make is that one's a sewn mermaid right there, and you've got a quilt that's in there, but you also have the knit dress in the top. So there are knitting patterns in all of them. I'm trying to get down to, where'd my platypus book go? Okay, well, there's a platypus one also. Here's Henry's the hat. Oh, my platypus book is downstairs. So there's 4 kids books, and that's what they are. You read the books to the children and everything, and you enjoy that, and they're great children's books, and you can give the handmade characters to them. So I did the Phoebe Mouse, and I'm working on the platypus, and this is just, it right now in this stage, it continues to remind me of Men in Black, the Edgar suit, right? It's like, it's just a little platypus suit at the moment. And, oh yeah, I was talking about the long thread. Well, the platypus bill, you do stuff it, but you don't want it stuffed full. So once you put a little bit of stuffing in, you take your yarn and you put a stitch right there along the top of it all the way across to where it's not going to have the little bit that you had in there fall out, you know, back into the rest of the body, and you're not going to overfill it. So it keeps it at that same level of fluff, and it's just adorable. Oh my gosh, it is so absolutely adorable. And my son is really looking forward to me finishing this. Actually, both of my adult sons really like the platypus. So I can see that I'll be making more of these. And then I'm also looking at the different types of clothing. The clothing option that comes with this book is I've got overalls that I can make, and I've also got a dress. And I've got the yarn for both. I'm going to go ahead and make both of them. The babies that we have currently, our newest grandson is Noah. He is 3 months old. And then the newest one to be will join us sometime in 2026. And we don't know, boy, girl. So with the characters, I'll be making doubles, triples of them, as you know, I think that the kids would enjoy those. But that is what I have going with that one. And I am loving this. And this is such a huggable size too. It is such a huggable size for little kids. So it did get a little more love. It didn't get finished. I did get sidetracked with some other things, and that is perfectly fine. You know, I'm going to go ahead and segue into the thing that I did get sidetracked, and because Joanna, the woman that did the knitting patterns, she's got 91 knitting patterns on Ravelry. But the one that wrote the book, her and her husband wrote the book, she was also going through Estes Park. Her and her husband, that's where I saw them. And she was deciding she wanted to buy some things. And we both had our eye on the Whiteout shawl. And that was made using this gorgeous assigned pooling yarn by a chick that knits. By the time we both decided that we did want that, you know how you go around the whole place and everything, you do that. By the time we had both decided that we wanted it, there were 3 skeins of this particular color. They're dyers, they'll make more. That's what they do. But we were both eyeing it. We both went up there at the same time. And I touched it first, so I ended up with the 2 of them, and then she had the 1. And I got sidetracked working on her patterns and not starting the gorgeous shawl. So since she's already started hers, since I follow her on Instagram, I knew I had to. I just had to. I wanted to. Oh my gosh. You know, like I needed an excuse. I was just trying to finish some other things first. But yeah, she's already wound her yarn. She's already started it. And since I practically took it from her hands, not literally, but you know, we were both there at the same time. You know how that goes. And I just didn't want to leave it languish. If I really took something out of somebody's hand and they immediately went home and wound it and started their project, and I knew that, I mean, I would have to get her address and send it to her. I'm just saying. So I had to just do this. And one of you had suggested, because I don't know how much yarn I need for this, it says I need 5 skeins. It says I need 2 of these, 2 of the black, and 1 of the cream. And that's what I bought. So I have the full set. But we know when it says you need 2 full skeins, how much of that second skein do you need? That part I don't know. Is it all of it down to, you know, like that much left, you're going to play yarn chicken? Is it 1 1/4 skeins? All this, I don't know. I need 2 of the black and I need 2 of these. Now I know, working with it, these little rosebuds, they're just little clusters. It's just a little cluster that uses up all that yarn in that space, as opposed to as we knit, making a long dot like that. That's what it does, and it concentrates in one area. So I know that's concentrating, it's using more yarn right there. But with the black, each stripe, that's 4 rows. It's 2 ridges, 4 rows. The white, it's just the 1. Okay. And this is just really, really huge of this garter stitch. And then I go into a beautiful lace with just the creamy white, with just that color, nothing else, no green, no pink, just that. It is so sophisticated. And so we have that. So I don't know how much I'm going to be using that. And it was suggested that I work on this and then maybe send her my leftovers. So I'll have to contact her and see. But she got a head start on me, and I don't know what else she's working on. So even though that's a fantastic idea that I absolutely love, and I really get where that's coming from, and that makes a lot of sense, I think she's going to beat me. It's not a competition, but I think she's probably going to finish with what she's making before I know how much I need, where I would be able to send that to her. But I love the nice, thoughtful nature of this community, and that was the first thought, and that makes sense. It really does. And I would 100% do that. But I think by the time I get to knowing where I'm at, she's going to be done and on her next, second, third, fourth project. Don't know. So we got that going on, but I do like the fact that I was working on her projects while she started this, and then I got ahead and started that. So that to me just tickles me. It absolutely does. I don't know why it does, but it 100% tickles me. So I'm easily amused. That's a true story. And I'm really happy to have started this. Oh my gosh. And right now it's addictive. It is so fast and easy. Yeah, of course it's fast and easy. It's garter stitch, and then my rows are that big right now, right? And it was really fast because my rows started off like that. So I'm doing the fast stuff right now. Well, it's not going to take long before the rows are really, really huge. Like the king size sweater that I was talking about, the refractive sweater. It's also garter stitch, but it's on size 1s. And it's like, I'm over 400 stitches per round right now. So for every little ridge, I've got to do over 800 stitches to where you could even see like the white stripe right here. Well, I am not that here. So this to me at the moment in comparison is flying. Absolutely like the fastest thing ever. It's not necessarily, but in comparison it is. Yeah, in comparison it is. And I'm on size 4s and not size 1s. I mean, what's not to love, right? This is just, you got to look at the good. You got to look at the good. And every time I get to that little blip of color, and I make that into that little rosebud thing, oh my gosh, it just tickles me. It absolutely tickles me. Did you guys find any yarn that you can use in your stash in replace of a so-called specifically dyed pooling yarn? You know you can do that with like a variegated yarn. If you've got a variegated yarn and everything, and you've got like 4 or 5 colors in your yarn, every time you get to one color, do a special stitch to it. You know, you look at your whatever you have, commercial dyed, hand dyed, it doesn't matter, and you can do a sign pooling with this. You just look at your stuff, your variegated stuff, and practice and have fun with that. You can, of course, go out and buy yarn. I'm not going to stop you from that. That is your decision. But you can also use things that you have in your stash, and you can make something work to see if you like it. See the other options. And then the other stuff that I worked on this week is my socks. And I kind of finished a pair of socks. They don't match, not at all, but I finished a pair. I have this one. This is from the Darn Good Yarns. I had that, do I have that little kit over here? It's right over there somewhere. But with the Darn Good Yarns, I got one of those Sock of the Month kits. It only had 60 grams of yarn in it for the kit. 60 grams with the manufacturer retail price of $30. That is a lot of money. But the yarn works up beautifully. I got it in the thrift store for $4. So I mean, I'm not, that was awesome. I don't know if anyone ever paid the $30, you know, if it was one of those really high priced, but then it was always on sale, and none of you seem to have either known about it or bought them or anything, because I've gotten no feedback on that. But I used the full 30 grams with the stripes. Love it. I'm loving the stripes. I added my own black for the other areas. This one is for my oldest son for his birthday, or not birthday, but for his, could be birthday, but for his Christmas socks. And it is working up absolutely fantastic. I'm blown away, and I used all of it. So I'm blown away on that. Love that. And then the other ones is hubby's socks, his toe socks. Look at that, his toe socks. Love that. And I know I still have all my ends, and I won't do all my ends until I finish the second sock, just to do a try on, just to make sure that it fits him exactly, especially the toe socks. Just the make sure that it fits the way that he wants it to fit, the whole 9 yards, and then I'll weave in all the ends. So this was my pair of socks for the week, right? I did a pair, I got a pair, I finished a pair, but I did work on my husband's second sock. I am right now to the toe area. I did count it and everything. I am right there. I'm tangled. So here's the second one. This yarn is by Blackbird Sycamore. It's called Blood of My Enemies. And the name, just, I love this. My husband picked it out when we were at the Wool Festival. He's like, yep, I want this. I want this for my annual toe socks. I stand corrected. Evidently, I did not realize this, but I have been making him toe socks for the last few years. He has called me out on it. A few of you happen to remember, and you have jogged my memory. And not only has he called me out on it, he's like, hey, honey, and he handed me all of the toe socks that he had in his drawer. And I did find in here the one pair that he handed me that also needs to be fixed, where he wore a hole through the heel. So he was correct. Yeah, darn it. Yes. So evidently I have been spoiling him immensely. So it's not enough that I'm doing Christmas socks for everybody. I'm doing fancy extra special socks for hubby at Christmas. He a little extra, but you know, that's okay. That is okay. Our anniversary is coming up, just a couple more days, 34 years. So I guess I will continue to spoil him. That's just how that works. He spoils me in his ways. I spoil him in my ways. And that's probably why we're getting ready to hit the 34-year milestone. Just going to throw that out there. So that's with my socks. I mean, I could have finished a pair. I mean, you can see I am at the toe of this. I am at the toe. So I got this special stuff, right? I'm like, oh, okay. It doesn't quite count as a pair, but it's really close. It is so close. And I'm really happy with all of that. Happy with all the progress. Really thrilled that I waited about an hour or so, undid that sleeve, bound it up. Yeah, I know I still have to weave in the ends, but that's a little bit better than leaving it there on a set of needles going, yeah, I just have. So all the knitting is completely done on that. That is a big project. It is finished. I kind of have a pair of socks, not quite, but I kind of have a pair of socks. Really happy working on that shawl. 2 shawls. Oh my gosh. Finding this orange one, and I mean, I knew I had the orange one. I didn't know what bag or bin it was, but locating this and grabbing it back and going, yep, we're going to work on it. I mean, look at that. You see how big that is. This is just a regular sandwich bag. This is nothing special, just a regular sandwich bag. That is how tiny the lace can just scrunch down in there with that yarn. Not an issue at all. Size C crochet hook, and we are ready. That is crazy. So that is my week. There we have it. This is all the wonderful fun stuff that I got to play with. These are the things that make me happy. This is all the stuff, working on all of these things make me so thrilled, so happy, and playing with that. And I appreciate you being here and joining me and liking and subscribing. And for all my members, thank you so much. And yeah, trust me, I'm trying to work on cleaning my room. Okay, you'll probably see it first, but there we have it. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be, and I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.